Senior Advocate Mahesh Jethmalani and BJP spokesperson GVL Narsimha Rao taking on Rahul Narvekar of the NCP, Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani of the Muslim Political Council of India, John Dayal of the All India Christian Council, Hemant Kumar Shah, political analyst from Ahmedabad, Ponda, advocate of the Bombay High Court. And I think I've mentioned everyone out there except Prema Sridevi, who broke that story yesterday. Prema, fantastic news break. The interview that you did, Times Now's deputy news editor Prema Sridevi breaking that big story. So I want to start with you. Quite unambiguous, I found. Prema, GK Pillai clearly says the line of questioning doesn't mention which politician, doesn't mention anyone, not even his boss, not even the then Home Minister, but he says that the reference to the Lashkar-e-Toiba was removed on the basis of political inputs, that there were political interfering in this, right? That there was political meddling which led to the removal of the Lashkar-e-Toiba reference. Prema, what is the importance of this? Why has it become such a talking point? Can you put it in perspective?
Well, Arnab, if you see, this is extremely important because this is not only GK Pillai who has now made the startling claim that there was political interference in this entire case, because 2 weeks ago we also broke the story about how the former IB special director also went on to say that there was political interference, and he also went on to say that there was a senior Congress leader from Ahmedabad who was hatching this entire conspiracy, and he also spoke about how the CBI was used to manipulate this entire case. Arnab, you were talking about the second affidavit which was filed by the MHA on September 30th, 2009, where the MHA had said that they had no conclusive evidence to show that these people were terrorists. But Arnab, this document, this is an MHA document, this is an IB document which clearly talks about September 2009. Now, in this document, IB goes on to say that in September 2009, David Coleman Headley had disclosed to FBI that Ishrat Jahan, being a female suicide bomber, Ishrat Jahan is a female suicide bomber of LET, recruited by Muzammil, who is a Pakistan-based LET commander. Now, this is a September 2009 document where the IB is saying that Ishrat Jahan is an LET terrorist. Now, how can the MHA actually go ahead and say in September 2009 that they had no conclusive evidence to prove that these people were terrorists? That's one point, Arnab, which also GK Pillai also went on to say that there was political interference and that reference was deleted. But there is another pertinent point that NIA, there was a report which was filed by the NIA to the MHA, and GK Pillai was the Home Secretary at that point in time, and he goes on to say that there was no reference of Ishrat in that particular report which was given by NIA to the MHA, but he also goes on to say, however, that the original NIA report had contained references to Ishrat Jahan and she being an LET terrorist. Now, this was not a deletion from one point of view, not only from the affidavit, but even from the NIA report, the references to Ishrat Jahan was deleted.
No, you see, the point is simple. And the first MHA affidavit, Ministry of Home Affairs affidavit on Ishrat, submitted in August 2009, goes into elaborate detail about her terror antecedents. Then somebody takes out the terrorist reference. And then within a few weeks of that, interestingly, John Dayal, the politics starts. What a wonderful script to write. Remove the reference to her as a terrorist, portray her as an innocent woman caught in a web of deceit of the state government of Gujarat, then immediately start your politics on it, irrespective of the fact that the facts say that she had links with the Lashkar-e-Toiba. Change the facts to suit your political script. Now, who's going to answer for that, John Dayal? I'm asking you, and I'm asking Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani, because you were the ones who were triumphantly playing the Ishrat Jahan card for the longest time. John Dayal.
No, I would tell you, as a journalist with almost 5 decades of experience, that the Ministry of Home Affairs is an instrument of the political dispensation in power, and it does these things. For me, the issue is not the innocence or guilt of Ishrat Jahan. I have been speaking only on the fact of her extrajudicial killing. That's all.
No.
She may be guilty. She may be a terrorist.
No, changing the script. Mahesh Jethmalani intervening, changing the script. Listen, John Dayal, the Ishrat Jahan case was the strongest case that was used against Narendra Modi in the run-up to the 2014 elections. Let's not be in La La Land. The Ishrat Jahan case was the biggest case against Narendra Modi in the run-up to the 2014 elections.
Under all political parties has done the bidding of their political bosses.
How sad.
That's all.
How sad tonight. Now Mahesh Jethmalani had his hand up there. GVL, I'm coming to you. Open debate right now. Mahesh Jethmalani. It's an open debate. By the way, Abad Ponda, Rahul Narvekar, Tasleem Rehmani, Hemant Shah. Open debate after Mahesh Jethmalani's input.
Arnab,
Go ahead.
Arnab, the Home Minister at the time, Mr. Chidambaram, has to be interrogated by the very SIT that investigated Ishrat Jahan on the change of this affidavit. Now, all the people that have come out in the open, and remember, these are not appointees, as John Dayal is trying to insidiously insinuate, that these are all actors appointed by the BJP or the NDA government. You have M.K. Narayanan saying that this was an IB operation to draw out a terrorist module
or the
they had
Congress government
information about
or the
trying
Congress
to
government.
assassinate
How does it
leaders
matter?
1 minute, John. Don't interrupt me. I'll tell you how it matters. You made a point, and I am now rebutting that point. Secondly, let me tell you the other gentleman who's done it. But the other two gentlemen who have done it are two Home Secretaries, both appointed under Mr. Chidambaram. One is Mr. R.K. Singh, who served from 211 to 213, and the other is Mr. Pillai. Now you have three people who have all said that this was not a fake encounter. Forget it. It's not just that Ishrat Jahan was not a terrorist. The idea why the affidavit was changed to show that she was not a terrorist was to promote the theory that this was a political killing in cold blood of innocent people. If she was a terrorist, and now we have more, the fact that she was a terrorist was known and was put in the first affidavit. What we now know from Mr. Narayan, Mr. Pillai and Mr. R.K. Singh, what we now know from them is that not only was this not a fake encounter, it was a pre-planned drawing out of a well-known LDT module who had a plan to kill Mr. Modi and others. They were drawn out, brought out in the open, and then eliminated, not in cold blood, but because they were coming armed with terrorists. They were told that if you come to Gujarat, this can be done by a source of the IB who was compromised. He was actually LET source. The IB had won him over. He told the IB used him to draw out this module, execute their plans, which was an embryo, saying this was a safe time to carry out their plan to assassinate political leaders in Gujarat. And it was therefore not a fake encounter. The whole theory is gone. The most sad part about it is that Mr. Chidambaram, then the Home Minister, not only for political ends, he made the Home Ministry lie on affidavit. He subverted the CBI, and he undermined the Intelligence Bureau, and he helped the LET. He's helped the LET.
The bottom line is this. Why? No, one second. One second. I put a caveat.
No, I need to add.
I put a caveat here. Unlike Mahesh Jethmalani, I don't know. One second. A caveat from my side. Unlike Mahesh Jethmalani, I don't know which politician, for God's sake, which politician got the reference to the Lashkar-e-Toiba deleted. But whoever that politician is, I think that politician should have the humility, the understanding, and if I may say so, that politician should have the remorse to come out and accept before the people of this country, whoever that politician is, to say, I am the politician who got the reference to the Lashkar-e-Toiba deleted. And it was for these or that reasons. My question is, whoever that politician is, Tasleem Rehmani, 1 second, whoever that politician is, you are helping the Lashkar. You are helping the Lashkar-e-Toiba because you are giving the Lashkar-e-Toiba a line of deniability to disown terror activities by pouncing on a debate here about whether or not Ishrat Jahan was a terrorist. This whole debate that's been going on, Tasleem Rehmani. Is Ishrat a terrorist? Is she not a terrorist? Is she innocent? Politicians jumping in, Bihar ki beti, etc., etc. This has played into the hands. This has played into the hands of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. Today on prime time, please say it. Today, Tasleem Rehmani, say it. that it has played into the hands of the terrorist organization that carried out 1 year later the Mumbai terror attack?
I will say it is the reality. Let me speak.
Leave your politics aside sometimes.
Too long.
Yeah.
You see, this is something very unfortunate in the country, that has very grave and serious matter pertaining to the national security of the country, like terrorism, has been politicized, be it the investigation of terror activities or even enacting the terror activities in the country. Both are politicized, and this is something very unfortunate. And this is not for the first time that one retired officer has revealed something of political nature, that some political party or some political person.
But Mr. Rehmani, people like you. Mr. Rehmani.
Listen to me. Now listen to me.
Like you
listen to me.
Mr. Rehmani, people like you.
Listen to me.
People like John Dayal. People like you. No, 1 second. Mr. Rehmani, एक बात पूछूं आपसे. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you and Mr. John Dayal a question? I am asking you and John Dayal.
मेरी बात पूरी होने दीजिए.
नहीं, I am asking you and John Dayal a question.
आपने मेरी बात रोक दी है बीच में. Mr. Mani ने कहा. Mr. Mani said in an affidavit that some senior officer has told him that parliamentary attack was fabricated by the agencies, just because they wanted to come with a stringent law against terrorism.
What?
This is what an affidavit Mr. Mani said. And then Mr. Chidambaram himself said,
come on now, Mr. Rehmani.
The heading of in the court was doubtful. This is what the politics is doing in the country.
Arnab,
this is what Mr. Chidambaram had said 2 days back. He was the Home Minister of the
Today people who attack.
So every terror activity has a political background. There is no doubt about that.
Shah, without any basis, I think today is the time for them to apologize. You should have the grace to apologize for having really politically targeted them without having any facts.
By Supreme Court.
But let me...
Mr. Amit Shah case was cleared by Supreme Court after 2014 when they came to the power. And tomorrow you will say that Amit Shah was fake, and the Chief Minister who gave him the clean sheet has become the governor.
I think it's people like
you who have used Congress in
what I am saying,
to politically target the BJP. Terrorism has become a politics.
I think let me give you one important fact. The two affidavits were filed between August 2009 and September 2009. The time gap was only less than 2 months. And do you know what is the revised affidavit was based on? Largely this is based on some kind of a confession, some kind of a apology letter they've extracted from LET. In 2004, LET accepted on record.
Why after 5 years?
That Ishrat is their terrorist. In 2007,
why
LET was asked
Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani,
I think today... Please, I think let me place the facts.
I think
what is important. Let's look at this. In 2007, when Chidambaram was already Home Minister, when the case was filed in the Gujarat High Court, they managed to get an apology letter from LET to help their cause.
He was Home Minister
so what is the connection? What is the connection between the Congress? Between the people who were speaking for Ishrat Jahan and the LET, is there some kind of a connection among all of them? LET was issuing statements as they desired. I think there is a need to even probe if there is any link between these speakers, the spokesperson for LET and the party leadership.
I am asking a question. Now you know, Mr. Rehmani, Abad Ponda hasn't spoken. I remind it's an open debate. Where is Rahul Narvekar? I don't see him on the screen.
Relationship between
and one second, Hemant Kumar Shah, please understand, viewers, why are we talking about this? If you are watching this debate tonight, viewers, you are absolutely aware. Viewers, the viewers of Newshour watching this debate across India and 82 countries where we are broadcasting tonight to the millions of viewers watching the Newshour tonight. I say, do you remember, viewers, that in the run-up to the 2014 elections, for at least 5 consecutive years, the entire opposition and groups and NGOs and everyone else used the Ishrat Jahan case, right, as the case. It was the peg, the basis, the fulcrum, and what they say in Hindi, the Kendra Bindu, center point of the attack on Narendra Modi. One second, don't stop me now, 1 second. That the Ishrat Jahan case, in the politics of contemporary India, in the politics of contemporary India, the Ishrat Jahan case was the peg on which the entire anti-Narendra Modi campaign had been pegged. The argument had been Mr. Narendra Modi was head of a government in which a young innocent girl was killed on the streets. And Mr. John Dayal, don't get worked up, because you were one of the leading members. You were one of the leading members of the Ishrat Jahan fan club. Mr. John Dayal.
4 encounters.
Mr. John Dayal. Today you see. Today, Mr. Tasleem Rahmani, itna gussa kyun ho raha? Itna nervous hai kya? Are you nervous today?
Somebody want to kill Mr. Narendra Modi.
I am saying here today.
I'm not nervous. I'm making you
That's
correct.
what Asif Ibrahim said.
Your
Intelligence Bureau
You need to understand the
That's what he told
implication.
Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Before Ishrat Jahan fake encounter, there were 4 more fake encounters in Gujarat. On the same reason that somebody has come by
There
the
have been
entity to kill
thousands
Mr.
of
Narendra
encounters
Modi.
all
Okay,
over
now
India.
I'm getting 1 second. I'm getting 1 second. John, 1 second, please. May I please moderate this? Fact of the matter is this.
Just one.
No, GVL. It's an open debate. I'm saying once again, if Abad Ponda wants to come into the debate, if Hemant Kumar Shah wants to come in, feel free to come in any point of time. I am making one point. Why would you help the Lashkar-e-Toiba? If in the process of attacking Narendra Modi, you are doing a favor to the Lashkar-e-Toiba, what is more important, attacking Narendra Modi or helping the Lashkar-e-Toiba? This is an obvious help to the Lashkar-e-Toiba that is being provided. Abad Ponda on the one side. Abad Ponda on the one side. It's a legitimate question. Abad Ponda on one side and Mahesh Jethmalani on the other. Abad first.
No,
Abad Ponda first.
This is not a
Abad Ponda first. Abad Ponda first.
What is the relation?
Arnab, one has to dispassionately approach this topic rather than unnecessarily getting totally passionate about it and making allegations against one another. The revelations made in the past 2 days, particularly by Mr. Pillai, have very serious repercussions. Today this is more serious because in places like Punjab and Kashmir, the elite is literally massacring our country and getting away with it. If the elite was involved in 2004 by sending people to bump off persons who are getting politically powerful, like the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, who is the current Prime Minister, it's a very sorry state of affairs that the elite was sought to be blacked out in affidavits. If there is any grain of truth in what Mr. Pillai has said and others have said, if there is a grain of truth in the fact that they were elite operators who had come to kill and bump off senior politicians and senior persons who are getting powerful, and if one political party has used this to try to use it to political disadvantage of another party, then it's the most serious crime which requires to be thoroughly investigated. Rather than pinpointing people and making allegations against one politician or the other and naming people, it is essential that this matter, which has now reached serious repercussions,
there is a politician. Mr. Ponda,
thoroughly, and those involved must be brought to book.
Mr. Ponda, 1 second. A, there is a politician. B, GK Pillai is a man with tremendous experience. His track record is among the most stellar among all bureaucrats in the history of India. Point number 3, he does put a perspective. Point number 4, I am not saying which politician that is. Obviously, there must be a politician from the ruling dispensation. Now, Mahesh Jethmalani wanted to come in on the core issue. Core issue is, why would anyone help the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Debate continues. Mahesh takes charge. On the other side, Hemant Kumar Shah will respond.
Since he was on the question of politicians, since Mr. Chidambaram was the Home Minister, the interrogation into this matter, the inquiry into this matter must start with his interrogation. There was a change of affidavit which is pernicious. Mr. Chidambaram in any case is accountable, at least vicariously. But is he actually the person who did it? Question him. Ask Mr. Pillai, ask Mr. Rajendra Kumar, ask Mr. Mani, ask Mr. R.K. Singh. These are the people who will answer that question. Now, Arnab, something more important, some more facts. I don't want to pass judgment today. I want to lay some more facts. Why is LTT being helped? Look at the weight of evidence against them. In 2004, after this operation, the LET, both on their website and in the official newspaper, the Ghazwa Times, in both these mediums, they claim that Ishrat Jahan was their fidayeen, a suicide bomber of theirs, who was killed in a botched-up operation. They've claimed it. That they subsequently withdrew is a matter of political convenience, because immediately thereupon, the Congress and the NCP jumped upon it. They were working in tandem. Particularly in 2004, when they first withdrew it, Mr. Narvekar's party, Jitendra Awad, was the first one to say that she was an innocent schoolgirl. He needs to be interrogated. Then let me tell you something else. The government has in its possession Mr. Headley's statement given to the FBI on oath, his deposition on oath, in which he says things. Now, Mr. Headley may not know this, but what he says is, Muzammil Bhatt, a very high-ranking operative of the elite, who was wanted in many terrorist operations.
No, but this is not the question today. We are not debating whether she was terrorist or not. We are debating about this affidavit. This is a separate question. And even Mr. Pillai in his statement did not say that she was terrorist or not. He did not confirm in his statement about his terrorist background. He did not, Mr. Pillai did not challenge the CBI report even. This is not the question. The question is the chain of affidavit. And if we are talking about the affidavit, there are so many other affidavits. There are so many other
statements made by the senior politicians. I am coming to it. I am pointing out these circumstances. I am pointing out all these circumstances to show that the government of the day,
talk about the affidavit given by Mr. Mani,
were fully aware that she was an LET terrorist, and the motive, there was overwhelming evidence that she was a terrorist.
Why the government did not take note of the affidavit given by Mr. Mani?
Home Minister, he knew that this was an IB operation to destroy an LET terrorist module. Mr. Chidambaram knew, and he still suppressed that fact. He altered an affidavit, he obstructed the course of justice, and he helped the LET. Ask Mr. Chidambaram why that was done.
Yes, and the same Mr. Chidambaram. Same Mr. Chidambaram knew that the case of Afzal Guru was not taken properly. It was the same Mr. Chidambaram who said just 2 days back.
I am sorry.
The Afzal Guru case was not taken care of.
You should read Mr. Chidambaram's interview and explanation given to another friendly channel, or in which he said, I never said that.
Won't you discuss
Mr.
those kind of
one thing, and Mr. Chidambaram says one thing, and he quickly retracts the next day. He has given an interview to another channel. I don't want to name that channel, where he has backtracked from his interview on Afzal Guru.
You are discussing a retired Home Secretary statement.
Why are you trying to downplay what GK Pillai has said? Tasleem Rehmani, that a person is retired does not make him irrelevant.
Why don't you discuss
the problem with you and the problem with John Dayal is this. I'll tell you now, Tasleem Rehmani, please. Here, I'll tell you what the problem with you is. No, Mr. Rehmani,
after 5 years.
Mr. Rehmani, with the greatest of respect,
Taking my name in vain.
with the greatest of respect, John Dayal, 1 second, please. John Dayal, first of all, I want to ask Hemant Kumar Shah. Hemant Kumar Shah, please, do you feel that all the sundry NGO type groups, who have always been accused of having links with opposition parties, tell me, Hemant Kumar Shah, after these revelations that the Lashkar reference to Ishrat Jahan was removed by some top politician of the UPA. Just a few weeks before, the UPA started using the Ishrat Jahan case as a political peg for the attack on Narendra Modi. Now that this truth has come out, now don't stop me. Now that this truth has come out, Mr. Hemant Kumar Shah, should all those groups who are hanging on for dear life to the Ishrat Jahan case apologize to the nation? Should they apologize for taking political advantage of a case which has now been proven to be untrue? Hemant Kumar Shah, is an apology in order from the same groups, NGOs and political parties?
No, it is not a case of apology or any kind of demand of apology from the political leaders of that period. What I am talking about is this, that the the political mileage of that political murder of Ishrat Jahan.
No, what do you mean
was also
political murder?
taken
Sorry,
by
what do you mean
the,
political murder of Ishrat
BJP
Jahan?
party
Qualify.
in Narendra
What do you mean
Modi.
political murder of Ishrat Jahan? Please qualify. Even now you're saying that?
Yes, please. I would like to qualify it. First of all, let us decide that was it an encounter itself? Because when we say encounter at Pathankot or at Pampore, was that kind of encounter was there in Ahmedabad?
I think people like him, people like Shah, I think are being irresponsible. We cannot allow this kind of irresponsible comments to go on television. What is the basis for you to say this? I think you are guilty of defaming.
To Mr. Hemant
I think
Shah.
please
I want to ask a question to
Okay,
Mr. Hemant
okay,
Shah.
Mahesh.
for making these
I want to
irresponsible
ask
comments.
this gentleman a question.
Mahesh.
Are you one of
behaving
those-
like an LAT apologist and raising all these queries? I want to ask him this question. If the National Security Advisor appointed by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, if two Home Secretaries under the UPA government solemnly say that the 2004 killing of Ishrat Jahan along with 4 others including 2 Pakistani nationals armed with guns was a IB planned operation to draw out an LET module which had in embryo a plan to kill important political leaders in Gujarat, and we lured them to Gujarat with a source, with a compromised source who told them this was an opportune moment to do it, and having lured them, we killed them. It's not a fake encounter. It's a preemptive measure to destroy a murderous terrorist organization. We don't want to live in a country that has these kind of people.
No, in that case, it is extrajudicial killing. It is extrajudicial murder.
It is
and
not
it is a
extrajudicial
violation
killing.
of a fundamental right enshrined in our
They came armed to
Constitution.
kill political leaders. They were trapped and they were
No, that's
killed.
a very different issue. Then those
It's not a different issue.
have been caught
You are
by
being
the
told
police
by
and
all these
a
gentlemen,
case
please
must have
read
been
their
registered.
statements. They are saying it's not a false encounter. It was destruction of a module who was encouraged to come out in hiding, execute their plans, and in the execution of their plans they were shot. Please understand what is being said before you make these irresponsible statements.
No, I'm not making an irresponsible statement.
It does not
I'm
permit-
only
But then
saying
please
that
read
was
what is
it
being
really
said.
Please answer tonight.
You're acting like somebody's
How
agent.
can you claim-
please read it and then come to the
Tasleem Rehmani, was there an assassination plot against Narendra Modi or not? Was there? Please understand this seriously. Was there or not? An assassination plot?
I don't know where was.
No, how can you say I don't know?
No
Prema, what the
about it?
Prema, what are the facts on that? Prema, what are the facts on that? I'd get Prema on that. Prema will tell you what are the facts on that.
Mr. Chidambara,
There are no proofs.
Well,
Why are you
Arnab,
asking
if
all
you
these
see-
people?
This is just an
Ask
statement.
Chidambara.
Prema.
MHA knew about this. MHA knew about this
This
way
is just
back
an
in 2004, even much before 2004, when this entire conspiracy was being hatched. In fact, the RAW knew about this, the IB knew about this, NIA knew about this. Even we spoke to our sources within the Delhi Police Special Cell, and they said they were working in close coordination with the Intelligence Bureau during that point in time. They also knew about this. There is no question that these people were terrorists. In fact, in September
NIA
2009,
has
that is the
denied.
time when the MHA had filed the affidavit saying that they had no conclusive evidence. But this is a government paper. This is a government paper dating back to September 2009, where the document itself says that Ishrat Jahan was a female suicide bomber of LET, and she was recruited by Muzammil, who is a Pakistan-based LET commander. So what more proof did the government need? Because in September 2009, the government knew that these were LET terrorists, but in September 2009 itself, the government goes and files an affidavit saying that they do not have any conclusive evidence.
Exactly. Now let's understand it. I'll add to that. You cannot ignore Tasleem Rehmani. Tasleem Rehmani, zara 2 minute shant. 2 minute मेरी बात सुनिए. You cannot. The question is, was there an attempt to have an assassination plot against Narendra Modi, then Chief Minister of Gujarat, now Prime Minister of India? A, was there such? Were people aware? They were aware. 1 second.
I'm telling you.
Were people aware? They were aware. 1 second, Tasleem Rehmani. Were people aware? They were aware. Were people aware? They were aware. And point number two, Mr. Rehmani, why don't you listen to me? Mr. Rehmani, why don't you listen to me when I'm saying something to you? Please listen to me, Mr. Rehmani. The bottom line is this. Mr. Rehmani, please listen to me. Please listen to me. I'm sharing something with you. The problem is you don't listen. You have got a pre-written script. Please listen to me. The fact of the matter is, let's look at it very logically. In this country, on our soil, in this country, again you go, Mr. Rehmani. Again, there you go again. Mr. Rehmani, aap sun hi nahi rahe baat meri. Meri baat to sun lijiye. Mr. Rehmani, in our country, if there is a terror plot to assassinate any political leader at any level, I am saying from any party, right, in any part of India, any state, any union territory, if there is an assassination attempt or a plot or a conspiracy against any politician, right, and if any intelligence agency gets to know about it, and if the intelligence agency gets to know that part of the plot is using covers, etc., etc., and there are a number of people involved, and there is a group involved called the Lashkar-e-Taiba. And you know Lashkar-e-Taiba is not a cowboy outfit. The Lashkar-e-Taiba has been targeting India for the longest time. Why on earth would any politician remove the reference to Lashkar-e-Taiba in the affidavit so quickly? And after doing that, the issue gets used politically. After doing that, the issue gets used politically. Election after election in this country.
There are conflicting.
Mr. Rehmani, I'm also telling you one more thing.
All inputs are conflicting. There is no sure short statement that there was any plot of assassination.
Then don't play around with the affidavit. Let the facts be in the affidavit.
The
Why are you
police
removing?
said something else. The Mumbai police said something else. NIA said something else. There are no concrete proof.
Sir, the MHA affidavit spoke about the terror antecedents of Javed Shaikha, also known as Pranesh Pillai. Documents related to the preparations of explosives retrieved from him and his association with Ishrat Jahan. While referring to Javed Sheikh, the Ministry of Home Affairs specifically referred to Muzammil, also referred to as Headley, as having met Sheikh. Oh my God, you're not listening to me. The point is this. Will someone please understand
Arnab,
the bigger point I'm making?
You are not discussing the real issues. I think the real question is political. I think whatever you say, Tasleem Rehmani is not going to accept. He has an agenda.
Yes,
he's an activist.
You discuss the political
Let's come to the Congress party. The question about Congress party is, were they helping the elite? Or was there a Manish Shankar Iyer moment? We have seen how Manish Shankar Iyer goes to Pakistan.
I am also questioning the role of
how
Congress
he goes
party.
to Pakistan and seeks help of Pakistanis to remove Prime Minister from office. So I want to know, this is actually a bigger question.
Modi goes to Pakistan.
Has the Congress party played into the hands of elite? Or have they sought their help?
Anything. No.
This is not the big
Narendra Modi was a strong leader. Did they seek his help to remove him from Chief Minister's office in Gujarat? Is there a bigger conspiracy to the whole thing?
No.
Why would Prime Minister not listen to IB chief Asif when he himself tells him, when M.K. Narayanan tells him, when their own Home Minister tells them,
when
their entire IB and security establishment says it, when David Headley gives a confession, why would a government not believe that unless they have an agenda?
I have a question tonight to John Dayal I have a question to John Dayal and to Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani.
I have a question from Narsimha Rao first. I want to ask one question
myself.
Okay, go ahead.
When Mr. Sushil Kumar Shinde said in Jaipur that RSS outfit is a hand in all the terror outfits, why they were shouting the slogans?
He was only acting at the behest of people like you. He was only doing politics, petty politics.
Which people? No. This was factual because
he was only playing to the gallery.
I have a question.
He was only using.
I have a question now. I have a question now. I have a question now as well. I have a question as well. Will you be quiet for a minute, both of you? I request you, please let me come in with my question. And my question tonight is this. And my question tonight is this. Please understand. Have you heard the name of Satwant Singh? And have you heard the name of Byan Singh? And have you heard about the assassination of Indira Gandhi? Now, Satwant Singh and Byan Singh were also shot down and killed without a trial. Was that also an extrajudicial killing? Would you call that an extrajudicial killing?
No.
So answer the question, and I pit you against Mahesh Jethmalani on that one, John Dayal and Mahesh Jethmalani on that question tonight. John Dayal.
They were firing at Mrs. Gandhi.
Oh, and what was this Lashkar-e-Toiba module doing? Preparing a bouquet? What was the Lashkar-e-Toiba module doing, Mahesh Jethmalani? Preparing a bouquet? Preparing to give a bouquet to Narendra Modi? I mean, come on, let's be real here tonight. This is about the security of this country. Mahesh Jethmalani versus John Dayal.
Module came armed with weapons to kill Mr. Narendra Modi. That's the fact of the matter.
Are defending the assassins of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. What do you have to say on that?
What? I am asking you a simple question. Was Satwant Singh and Byan Singh also killed in an extrajudicial killing? Why do you have a biased perspective on that?
You a complicated question.
Why were they here? What was the Lashkar-e-Toiba module doing? You were the ones. You were the one, John Dayal. You were leading from the forefront. Let me say it tonight. You were leading from the forefront in the Ishrat Jahan case. And today you are trying to do a U-turn tonight because you realize that the lies have been caught on the Ishrat Jahan case. You are trying to do a U-turn tonight.
Politicians,
you were there in the front foot.
Are supporting assassins. What is this?
Well, your argument is helping the Lashkar-e-Toiba.
And all the home secretaries of the period should be interrogated.
And what about people like you, John Dayal, who were taking all kinds of mileage out of this? What about the campaigns that were run around the Ishrat Jahan case?
Interrogate me also.
Where were all these activists tonight?
Interrogate me.
Where were all the people who were giving legitimacy to the Lashkar-e-Toiba denial?
I was there.
Where were the people?
I was there.
Where were the people? Please, John Dayal, next time you go to America, right, to testify as you often do.
I will go.
Next time you go to America, John Dayal, next time you go to America, because you go and testify before American bodies and American organizations about the human rights records and other things going wrong, religious oppression in our own country. Since you do that, since you go there and you go there pleading and often crying before the American congresses and saying we don't have religious tolerance in India, go and tell the Americans, go and tell the Americans that we made a big mess of the Ishrat Jahan case, that we used it for political reasons. Say so. Say so.
He goes there.
Because you used the Ishrat Jahan case, admit it. You did. Admit it tonight on television. You did. You did. Tasleem Rehmani did. All of you did. You used the Ishrat Jahan case politically. Not just the politicians, activists also did. You owe an explanation to
whatever we did was correct.
Whatever you did was correct.
Whatever we did was correct.
Mahesh Jethmalani.
We stand for that till date.
And I will do.
Well, you've been proven wrong tonight. The least you can do is apologize.
You could not disprove us.
For 5 years,
you could not disprove us.
For 5 years, this country. For 5 years,
just for one statement from a
for 5 years, Tasleem Rehmani. For 5 years, Tasleem Rehmani. I'm sorry, Tasleem Rehmani. Tasleem Rehmani.
Terrorism.
Tasleem Rehmani.
The politicization of terrorism, which you people are doing. We are at pain that you are politicizing the terrorism. You are compromising the national security for your own cynical politics.
You know somebody.
Condemn it.
What a joke, Mr. Rehmani.
1 second, Tasleem Rehmani, you're getting a counter from Mahesh Jethmalani to that one. 1 second. 1 second. You know who did politics over the Batla House encounter? Now the same people did politics over the Ishrat Jahan case. And you say you don't need to apologize to the country?
Do you know who is doing the politics over
you don't.
You know who is doing the politics over CME?
Who was proven wrong in the Batla House case? Mahesh Jethmalani on the other side, please. Limited time. Let's get a counter. Mahesh Jethmalani on the other side,
You know
please.
who is doing politics on Naxalism? You know who is doing politics? Who is doing politics on Abhinav Bharat, Shri Ram Sena, Shiv Sena, etc., etc., etc.? Tell me who is doing politics on those things.
Tasleem Rehmani, admit you were wrong in the Ishrat Jahan case. There's no harm in
Makkah
that.
Masjid blast, Samjhota blast, Malegaon blast, so many blasts.
Mr. Jethmalani.
People has committed belonging to RSS.
Arnab, here is the irony of the whole thing.
And you don't
Here's
have
the irony of the whole thing. There is no point going after, there is no point interrogating all the foot soldiers who carried on the propaganda in favor of LET and the highest echelons of the Congress government. There is no point talking to John Dayal. They are going to spout the same thing. They are minions. They are not independent actors anymore. It's quite clear. They will mouth this irrespective. They will mouth the defenses irrespective and attack the Modi government irrespective of overwhelming evidence. The fact of the matter is, terrorism has been politicized by the Congress party. By the Congress party, top highest echelons of the party have undermined our investigating agencies and subverted our intelligence agencies.
Not one party.
They have to answer for that, and it must begin at the top. It must begin with the Home Minister making him accountable at that time for this, because the last laugh from all this, the last laugh with all the shenanigans is with the LET. They set out to kill somebody.
I agree with you.
There was a botched-up operation, and those people who nipped that operation, they are now being prosecuted.
I'm saying
thanks to the courtesy of Mr. Chidambaram and his false affidavit.
There is no terrorism in the country.
Everyone must be interrogated.
There is no terrorism in the country. It is all politics done by these two political parties, the Congress and BJP. And this is something very painful and condemnable.
What is painful and what is condemnable? What is painful and what is condemnable?
What is national security?
What is
It's only people like you who have the Congress party.
Wrong. I am not questioning the encounter.
No, it's only the Congress party which has politicized terror.
This is your
communalized terror. They have taken it to the lowest level.
We are not doing it.
People like you who have helped the Congress party to do it.
BJP,
It was done for your appeasement.
You are compromising the national security.
It was done for your appeasement. It was vote bank politics and nothing else.
Interrogate Mr. Chidambaram and Mr. Pillai.
It is your vote bank politics. It is not me. It is not John Dayal.
The question is tonight, I don't know any other country.
Arnab, rather than fighting amongst one another, it's essential for you to note some undisputed facts. Rather than quarreling amongst each other, let's note some undisputed facts. There was no enmity between the Gujarat police and Ishrat and the others with her. There was no motive. They didn't even know them. So obviously there was something which was done. They had no enmity. They had no animus. They did not know them. They were outsiders. One had come from Kerala and Mumbra, and the other was from Mumbra. The killing of 2014 June was preceded, as per the intelligence reports and as per the evidence collected, by Ishrat meeting Javed only 1 month prior to that on the pretext of doing some perfume business. There is no evidence that he did any perfume business.
That's true.
What were they doing in Gujarat on that day is essential and relevant. And if there is any linkage between them and any terrorist organization, it is shameful that such things are eliminated from affidavits. It is shameful that terrorist organizations are screened. One politician's life in danger, the entire country is in danger. Rather than blaming each other, one must understand that ultimately the benefit in this infighting goes to the Lashkar. And to try to demean one party against the other only leads to infighting in our country and weakening us.
Ponda, I appreciate the point that you make. I appreciate the point that you made. All I'm saying is, I can't understand for the life of me, I can't understand John Dayal for the life of me, why any politician would be so interested in helping the Lashkar-e-Toiba. The Lashkar-e-Toiba killed 160 people in the heart of Mumbai in November 2008.
Support an act which is illegal.
The Lashkar-e-Toiba was responsible for the killing of 188 people on 11 July 2006 in Mumbai. The Lashkar-e-Toiba was part, and I don't want to have to speak over you, please. The Lashkar-e-Toiba was part of the attack on the Indian Parliament. Why would any Indian politician help the Lashkar-e-Toiba? The Lashkar-e-Toiba planned and executed the attack on the Akshardham temple. Why would anybody help the Lashkar-e-Toiba? The Lashkar-e-Toiba carried out the bomb blast in Varanasi. Why would anybody help the Lashkar-e-Toiba? You tell me tonight, and in which country would, for political reasons, a politician remove a terrorist group's name from an offence?
Who carried out the Malegaon in Malegaon Oblast? Who carried out the Samjhauta Express? You will not quote them. Why?
Because we are talking about the Lashkar-e-Toiba.
And you will not appreciate that thousands of boys are languishing in the jails.
Because we are talking about the Lashkar-e-Toiba.
They are languishing in the jails without any sin committed.
I'm sorry you'll politicize that as well. Why don't you ask me, why don't I talk about the Doda massacre of the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Why don't I talk about the German bakery blast? What are you talking about?
Yes.
What are you talking about? You're going to put a communal angle to terrorist violence as well?
We must talk about Doda.
You're going to put a communal angle to terrorism. I'll get the counter to Mahesh Jethmalani to that, and then I'm closing. Do not put a communal angle to terror, Mr. Tasleem Mr. Rehmani. I'll get the last counter.
I'm ready to discuss everything.
I'll get the last counter from Mr. Jethmalani, and then I'm closing that.
You discuss Cheti Singh Pura. You discuss the Doda.
I am talking about the Lashkar-e-Toiba, for God's sake.
Discuss any debate on this.
Why does it embarrass you when I talk about the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
The RSS.
I am talking about
the RSS.
I am talking about the Lashkar-e-Toiba, for God's sake. What argument is this? This is the argument I've heard from panelists. I cannot believe you are saying this tonight.
RSS is our own country.
I don't understand why you're talking.
Inside our own country, our own nation.
You seem to be upset when I'm talking about the Lashkar-e-Toiba. The Lashkar-e-Toiba carried out the Mumbai bombings at the gateway of India. The Lashkar-e-Toiba.
I'm not.
You are. Mahesh Jethmalani,
and then I'm closing. If I found Hafiz Saeed there, I can shoot him. I can shoot him. I can shoot Hafiz Saeed.
Then don't communalize terrorism. Mahesh Jethmalani, and then we're closing. One counter from Mr. Jethmalani.
No love for anybody who is killing the people in
one counter from Mr. Jethmalani, and then we'll close, please. Mr. Jethmalani, last counter from you to the points made there by Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani. Yes, please.
Mr. Rehmani, for God's sake, the answer to an issue about politicization of the Ishrat Jahan case by filing a false affidavit, changing one and tampering with it, the answer to that is not saying, what about Samjhauta Express and Malegaon? Those trials are going on, and all the accused in those cases have been in jail for 8 years now, and their trials are commenced. So please,
but the affidavit filed by Mr. Money, affidavit filed by Mr. Money should also be discussed.
And secondly, Arnab, the answer is either Mr. Chidambaram as Home Minister, instead of remaining silent like he has all these years.
That is not the only one affidavit.
His name.
That is not the only one.
Unlike everybody else, I am quite willing to name names and take responsibility.
Both
Mr.
the parties, you cannot spare one
about
party.
This affidavit
Both the
and your
parties are
knowledge about its
responsible.
alteration. Please tell us the truth. Was there a plot to kill Narendra Modi? Did the IB get hold of it? Did they lure this LET module that was trying to assassinate Mr. Modi and others perhaps? Was this a fake encounter or was it not a fake encounter? Please answer us, Mr. Chidambaram. You were Home Minister, presumably, with all these facts in your knowledge. Please give us your inferences from what you know. Thank you.
I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Ishrat Newsbreak on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.